the recording. Okay, so the recording is on now. Thank you so much, Brittany, for hopping on, and thanks everyone. Thanks Sharina and thanks Nicole. And for those who are unable to come online, hopefully this will be a valuable training for you guys.
Good. Well, thanks for. I love this team. I always say it, but I love being on these calls. And whenever Lonnie reaches out to me, I'm like, absolutely, I want to hop on, because there's nothing more than, to me, excitement than when people come to me and ask for help. I know they really want it. You know, I could go to people all day and say, "Can I help you? Can I help you? Can I help you?" But you have to want it more. And the fact that you come to me and ask for help, that always really excites me. So thank you. So I'm going to go over, just give you an agenda of what I'm going to do today. And like I was just telling them, I'm going to keep it short, to the point. Of course, you know, sometimes I go on my tangents, but if you guys have questions, let me know. But I'm going to first go over, so I just got back from the level 5 Scottsdale retreat. So I'm sure you all saw pictures everywhere flooding Facebook. So I'm just going to go over, I mean, there's way too many takeaways. I'd be here all day. So I'm just going to go over a couple that I think were really good for the mindset, and to show you guys, we all go through struggles. We all go through periods of hard times, and what to do with those. I'll go over goals and how to set your goals, how to set very clear goals for you, and what I think is going to be the most important piece of your goal. So a little bit of a mind shift with goals. Talk a little bit about building lists, how to make those, and then also language and how to incorporate all of it so you can have a really successful May. Because at the end of the day, what happens with your month is solely dependent on you. It's not your sponsor. It's not the person next to you. It's not someone else in your life. It's all you on what happens. So hopefully this gives you guys a good, you know, road to what's going to go on next. So Scottsdale, you guys, was so much fun, first of all. Like I said, there were so many takeaways, but one thing I did take away from the whole thing, I mean, we had so many tears were shed, like happy tears, sad tears, all different things. I mean, it was just really, and I don't get very emotional, but it was a very emotional time, like, in a good way. Everyone really bonded, and it just showed everyone has their struggles. So I want you to know, we understand everyone has things going on in their personal life, things going on in their business. There's always things going on. As long as you can get through that and keep pushing through and keep working, good things will happen. Whatever you want out of this business, it will happen, as long as you have that mind frame that you will get there. Because at the end of the day, anything is possible with this. So say you really only want to make, you know, $500 a month, and you only want to be you don't care about the levels, you just care about being like level 1 or 2 or maybe EC, and that's fine. That's okay. As long as you are okay with that, commit to that and don't let yourself stray from that. And who knows, maybe eventually you'll want to raise that goal, but whatever you want, stick with it and know you can do it. But also I want you to know, I know level 5 seems like it's such a far feat to be like, wow, I don't know if I can make those trips one day. I don't know if I can do that. I want to tell you all right now, you can. The women that were there, some of them, their stories on how they started and did nothing at all their first year, or found that they couldn't even get a business partner or even a customer in 6 months. And then they're on this trip, and now they're on their way to earning their Lexuses. I mean, it's really a mental game on how you want to move forward in your business. As long as you clearly know what you want, don't stop until you're there. So I want you all today to stop saying, I hope I get there. Maybe I'll get there. You know, we'll see. I'll work on it. Or, oh, fingers crossed I hit this. All those wishy-washy terms only make you not fully believe. So I want you all today, from now on, to start saying, whenever you're like, I'm going to hit a goal, I am going to hit it. I can hit this goal. I will be level 5 one day. I am going to be a Lexus earner. When you start talking in terms like that, it's crazy what the mind can do, and you can really start mentally realizing your business is going to take a shift just from the fact that you're having these conversations. Because it might only seem like you're having these conversations with yourself or maybe your team or someone else. But at the end of the day, if a prospect comes to you and says like, hey, so how's your business going? Are you gonna be a Lexus earner one day? And you say, oh, I hope so. I hope I'm a Lexus earner. That doesn't sound as good as saying, I'm going to be a Lexus earner one day. And we're really excited for that. You know, change the tone of your voice and start believing that you're going to do it. And I'll call you out on it if you want. If you start saying, I hope I can hit this goal. No, you're going to hit this goal because you're going to put the work in it. So that was a huge thing for me to hear was, And that was something I know that in the beginning, I kept saying I hope I can, hope can only get you so far. But the work you do to make a plan to get you there will get you there. So I thought that was helpful to kind of bring back to reality, because I think we all do that in the beginning, kind of that wishy-washy feeling, but I want you to know you can do it, you will do it, and I'm going to see you all at the top one day on these retreats if you want to be there. Because that's the main thing out of all of this, no one can want it more than you. Like I said, your sponsor, your friend, whoever else could cheer you on, motivate you. We could send you motivational things all day long. I think they're great to watch, but no one can want it more than you. You have to want it yourself. You have to know what you want out of this. And if you don't know what you want, I'm happy to offer a 15-minute call with everybody. I mean, this team is really amazing. There's so many opportunities for all of you. So I'm more than happy to do a quick, even just 10 minutes power shot call. And what that looks like is I literally hop on the call with you, and we're just going to talk strictly business. Okay, what are your goals? How are you going to get there? What's holding you back? Think about what's holding you back, and what are you going to do to change that? So those are kind of the things you want to start thinking. Because if you're not at where you're at now, I mean, it does take time, but maybe there's some things that you could tweak or change. So that kind of leads us into talking about goals. I know with goals, a lot of times we say, I want to be at this level. I want to have 5 new preferred customers. I want to have 2 business partners. I want this, I want that. Those are all amazing things to want. I want you to keep those in the back of your mind. I want all of you to take a shift with your goals this month and make it activity-based. So when you make your goals, I want you to create, maybe get out your calendar, and I want you to put what activity you are going to complete this month. Because at the end of the day, you can want all these things, but how are you going to get there? So this month, block off time, and we're going to talk kind of how to do this, but I want you to get out your calendar. And if you're treating this like a hobby right now, it's only going to pay you like a hobby. If you treat it like a business, you'll get paid like a business. Trust me, you can get paid like one, but you have to be smart about it. So I want you to get out your calendars. I want you to mark off time every single day. Whether it's 30 minutes, whether it's an hour, if you have 2 hours, even better. Every day I want you to block off time. And that'll eventually go into our next topic of creating a habit and what that looks like. But if you don't have this scheduled into your day and you don't make that a habit, it's so easy, kind of like, I hate to compare it to working out, but you know when you miss the gym one day or 2 days and it turns into like 7 weeks and then all of a sudden you're like, well, that nothing happened. I guess I didn't hit my fitness goal because I literally didn't go to the gym. It's kind of like this. You have to know that if you don't continue, even if you're like at the end of the day, you're so tired, you're laying down in bed. You relate? Oh my God.
Yeah, I can relate it. I can relate to that.
It's so easy to
relate as well.
Yeah, it's so
me.
I'll do it tomorrow. And then, like I said, tomorrow ends up being 2 weeks from now. So it's so easy to get caught in that trap. So this is what we're going to do this month. Like leaving this call, I want all of you to commit. You are not going to miss one day in May. I don't care what's going on in your life. You know when you're busy on the weekends. You know when you have events going on. You know when things are happening. Get up 30 minutes early. Take a break and go for a walk and just go sit at a park and then do your work there. That's the beauty of virtuals. You can do it literally anywhere. So I want you to commit to yourself. Look ahead of time in your week. So when I talk about making your activity-based goals, I want you to make it for each week. So don't try to say, okay, today I'm going to do this many. Tomorrow I'm going to do that many. Try to look at it for the week. Because we know, I mean, don't get me, Ginger. It's so annoying. Try to look at it weekly basis. I get it. Like once in a while you do have things, but I want you for the month of May to commit every day. So like I said, weekly. And what I want you to do is when I say activity-based goals, what I want you to do is how many reach outs are you going to do this week? How many follow-ups are you going to do this week? How many people are you going to invite to an event? So if you know there's an event coming up, how many people are you going to invite to it? I don't care if it takes you 100 people to invite, but only 5 say yes. If your goal is to get 5 people on that, do not stop until you get 5 people. So those are the kind of things I want you guys to start focusing on is the little activities. And it does take time, but I think you're all I know you're all going to see a huge difference in your business if you start making those daily habits just a part of your life. Because I know for me, it took me a little time to figure out like where I wanted to fit this in. Sometimes I was tired at the end of the night, or I feel like getting up early. And sometimes I'm sitting there and I realize like, wow, within that 15 minutes of me just sitting there, I probably could have sent 3 messages, you know? And when you think of it like that, it's if you only have time for 3 people, send those 3 messages. What if that one person comes back as your dream lister, you know? And if people aren't responding to you right away, it's okay. Because I know for me, the girl who just joined me on Monday, my first message to her was October 2016. So it sometimes takes time. And they're going to see that you're working on Facebook. They're going to hear you reaching out and following up and doing these things. But most important activity is what you do every day to get to that goal. So once you start making this activity a habit, you will sign those 2 business partners a month. You will get those business partners or those preferred customers. You will level up because you have people in your funnel. But if you don't have anyone right now, it's because you're not doing the activity as much as you should. If you are doing it, you got to up it a little bit. So does that help with activity or goals? Or do you guys have questions on maybe what it should look like throughout the week? Pretty common sense.
Yeah, please. What it should look like throughout the week.
Yeah. So if I were to give you like what I did in the beginning, I blocked off 1 hour every single day. And in that hour, and I know it might sound like a lot for some of you, but think about it. You have to put in a little time to have things pay off. Block off an hour. If you only have like a half hour, 2 half-hour segments, that's fine. Block it off. Before going to that hour, have your list ready. And I'll talk about lists in a minute. Have your list ready. And what I do, it helps me. Maybe it doesn't help anyone else. Whatever works for you. I will set my timer. And I will let nothing distract me for that 30 minutes or that hour of just reaching out, going down my list. I'm sorry, she is so annoying. If you guys hear her like whining. She's just sitting there looking whining at me.
I think she wants to join the call.
Guys, I put a baby gate up because she's been jumping all in my calls recently. I'm like, stop. She doesn't like the baby gate. But within that time, do not stop reaching. Don't let anything get in your way. If someone calls you during that time, don't answer it. They can wait 10 minutes. Like, wait. If someone messages you on Instant Messenger back, even if it's someone responding to you from your messages, wait. Wait until you're done and then respond to everybody. So that's what I like to do with my time frame. And when it comes to lists, what you're going to reach out to, I'm going to give you the next thing we're going to talk about is building your list and what that should look like. So when you go to your goals and go to that time frame, you'll have everything ready to go. Because if you're not, what is that saying? I always say it wrong. If you fail to prepare, you're preparing to fail. So if you don't prepare, you're just preparing yourself for failure, basically. So, and I'm not saying you guys are failures or anything, because I know we've all been through that point where you're not preparing for things. But if you don't prepare, you're not going to get it done. So, and that could be, so maybe your weekly goal this week, maybe it's, I want to connect with, when I say connect, it's kind of like the whole, like that could be reach outs, follow-ups, invites to events, whatever you want. Say you want one, or I'm just going to do a very even number, like 100 connections this week, or 70 connections this week, 10 a day. You want to connect with 10 people a day. Whatever that looks like for you, write that number down and don't finish your week out until you're done with that number. So does that help kind of give you like what I do?
Yeah.
Okay. So then the next part's going to help a little bit more. So I'm kind of building on it. I should go up, that down. So now building on the goals is your list, building your list. So I think half the battle for us is, who do we reach out to? Like, who do I talk to next? I don't know. I feel like I've talked to everybody in my life and no one's responding to me. And there's probably a lot of people you guys forgot about, honestly. Even for me, I know I haven't reached out to everybody in my Facebook list, and it's been 3.5 years. It's because I'm constantly adding people. I'm constantly being active. So one thing you can do right now, it's actually perfect for this call. There's a 21-day challenge going on, and it's in a group called Team Showstoppers. If you're not in there, I will add you to it, because the group is so big, we kind of strayed away from them for a while, because literally every 3 minutes there were new posts, and it was like obnoxious. But they're doing a really good series right now called 21 Day Fix. And the whole thought process behind it is it takes 21 days to make a habit. So that's why I'm challenging you the whole month. I mean, if you want to do 21 days, that's fine, but challenge yourself to do a little further and try to do the whole month. But the 21-day challenge is every day, and I know it's different for you because it's 9 p.m. here for us, so it's a different time for you. And if it doesn't work for your time frame, just do it after. What they're doing is they're posting in the morning, and they're putting what list you should make. So, for example, the first day was make a list, as many people as you can, of people who you would dream to have on your team. The person who has it all, who's ambitious, who maybe you're kind of scared to reach out to them because you think they don't need this. Again, you don't know. Like the girl, again, who joined me on Monday, I really thought she didn't need this. She has, from the outside, she had everything perfect. And then she came to me, she's like, you don't know what's going on in the backstory of my life. I need this. And I was like, what? But if I didn't reach out to her 10 times, I wouldn't have known when the timing was right for her to come. So anyways, the whole point of the 21-day fix is to help you think of these people. It's like a memory jogger. So on day 1, it was like dream listers. Day 2, it was, I think it was referrals. And then day 3 is today. So today's day 3 already. So you guys can work backwards if you want, or if you want to start today and move forward. It's up to you. But if you want to be in that, please message me that I want to be a part of the 21-day fix. And also I'll tag you all in Team Achieve. I did make a post about it, and I've just been in the comments, I've been just screenshotting each day so we can refer back to it later too. So if you ever want to run one on your own, yourself in your head, like, okay, let's go back to this day and this is who I want to reach out to, you at least have ideas. So they post it in the morning, and then at night here, one person hops on live and they talk about, you know, the situation. So you have this dream person, you really want them. Well, here's what I would say, and they give you language, like legitimate language for that specific person, because it can change a little. Doesn't always, but they're helping you with language there too. So if you guys want to be a part of the 21-day fix, just let me know. But it's a really great way to start getting your business going, help get your list flowing, and get you into a really big habit of making lists. Maybe not daily in the future. If you don't want to make lists daily, that's okay. I make lists weekly. I like to have like my week planned out, but hopefully that'll help with lists. And then also the last thing is language. So on this 21-day fix, they're giving you language every day to use, which is really cool to have that language. And it's unique, it's different. You could even like type it out and just keep it for yourself for the future. But also I did create a document that has a ton of language in it. The main thing I can think or say about reaching out to people in the language, that's another thing. So we get caught up on who do I reach out to and what do I say? I think those are the two things that really hold us up when it comes to connecting and reaching out. When it comes to actually messaging someone or sending a, whatever language it is, whether it's follow-up or whatever, we overthink it. We're like, okay, does this sound right? I don't know. Maybe it's too much. Maybe it's too little. I don't know. Is this embarrassing? We kind of we like talk ourselves out of it to the point we're like, okay, I sat here for 5 minutes and talked myself out of it. So that's work. I'm going to leave. And then you don't do it. So I've been there. I get it. But keep it short, sweet, and simple. To the point. You can never say the wrong thing to the right person. So I want you to think of that. You know, you can't ever. I mean, maybe if you wrote them a novel that's like 20 pages long, they might be like, this is ridiculous. But the shorter you keep it, I mean, it's as simple as like, hey, I mean, make something up. Say like, make an excuse. So, hey, Judy, I was at this event this past weekend. I thought of you because there was other successful women in the room and you came to my mind immediately and I had to reach out. Would you be interested in hearing more about this opportunity? Just like really simple. I mean, I didn't say anything about, hey, I'm the #1 skincare brand, I'm this and that. I mean, you can, absolutely. But sometimes if you really want to reach out to that person, just ask them, would you be interested if I was to send you some information? Or would you be interested in just hearing more about what I have to say? You know, just ask, like, would you be? And if they say no, okay, that's fine. If they say no, then be like, hey, well, do you know anyone that would be interested? I'm always open for referrals. You know, I'm always looking. And that's how simple it should really be. So once you actually have your goals, so that's what I want you guys all to do right now. I know it's late there, so maybe in the morning. write out your goals. What's your activity going to look like? Like I said, I think 70 is a really good number, give or take. If you're doing 70, do more. If you're not doing 70, try to get up. If you're only doing like 20 reach outs a week, you really need to double that at least. You should be constantly talking to people, not only online, but in person. You should be constantly adding people to your Facebooks. When you're out, don't give a business card. Tell them like, hey, I forgot my business card, but I'd love to connect with you on Facebook. Are you on there? Okay, cool. Let's connect. There's a person for your future to reach out to. Always thinking of people that you want to add to your funnel. And also in your friend suggestions, like you can add people that, if you see people pop up on your Facebook that you have mutual friends, they live in Sydney, live in Perth, wherever, just add them and maybe in the future you can reach out to them. So, any questions? I know it's a lot, but I wanted to get it all out, give you guys some goals to walk away with. I want you to all create those goals. Have your week plan. Literally, I don't have my calendar next to me. Get your calendar out, and if it helps, block off that time every week. What time frame are you going to do your business? Because if you didn't show up to work and clock in at an actual job, like a corporate job, if you didn't come in and clock in or show up to work at your desk on time, you'd be fired. You wouldn't even have a job. So start treating it like that and actually show up to work and do your work, and then you're going to get paid for it. So that's my 2 cents. Any questions, you guys? I'm so glad that you guys were on this live. Hopefully people can watch the replay and get a lot from it.
Thank you so much, Brittany, for the tips. I actually created a minute, so I'm gonna post it later in the TeamPossible. And
okay.
For me, what's working for me is that my reach out is like early mornings, because that's where I kind of clear my day, and that's actually when I can I have most time because I wake up early to prepare for my kids' lunch. And then what I do is that I just leave messages and then I'll wait for them to send a reply later on. Yeah, that's what or sometimes around this time, that's what I do. And that's how I reach out as of the moment. And recently what I did is what was working with me before, apparently right now it's not yet working, but I'm still trying to do it. So I'm not trying to change the wheel, but I'm still posting Facebook to the Facebook group, which actually has in the past has been what's working for me. So I'm just waiting, because sometimes what happens is even a month has passed, and then that's when people see my posts in the groups, and that's when they start talking to me. So hopefully I get those follow up. But actually, my goal this month is I think in order to balance this business, other than looking for business partner here in Australia, actually it's a bit different, I think, compared to the US, because Australians are more relaxed. They are more they are laid back. So it's not really hustle, but I'm sure each of us have their own situation. Like for us, there's a lot of things that we have to pay, like bills and mortgage. So really depending on who you are talking to. But mostly in order for this business to really survive, in a monthly basis, we have our 600 PSQV, and sometimes in order to get a BP, we cannot get that person to join us right away in this business. Sometimes it would take time to build a relationship, about 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. So I think in order for our business to really survive, I think we also have to look at getting a lot of PCs, which will help fill our buckets. So people who would try the product and help fill our 600 PSQV and help us go through that for that month. And then while keep building the relationship and trying to get business partners. So I think that's also a good strategy to look at, always because what is really great about this business model is that we are given 2 choices to earn. One is either we get business partner or we sell the products. So I think in every people or every person that we approach, we have to always think about those 2 things. So it's either get them to become a business partner or get them to buy the products. So that's
You're
why.
so That's very smart. I always say, and it's really funny you said that because on the 21 Day Fix last night, they kind of talked about that. You never want to leave any, you want to give all your options. Of course, always leave with the business. You know, would you be interested in hearing more? No, I'm not interested. This is not for me. Okay, great. Well, you know, would you ever be open to hearing about the products? I mean, we do have the #1 skincare brand, you know, ask them about products. And if they're not, then ask for the referral. So as long as you're always asking, and I know a lot of my customers have come from me asking them about the business. And they're like, no, you know, I'm not interested in the business, but I have been seeing you post about that product. Can I look at that? So that's why it's like, it's harder to go from, hey, can I talk to you about product, and then try to talk about business. It's way easier to say like, hey, would you be interested? No. Okay. Well, what about product? I mean, it's good stuff, you know? And you're right. You have to always have those two things in your mind all the time when you talk. Good tip. So awesome. Well, you guys are all gonna kick some ass this month, and I'm super excited to see what comes. And don't get frustrated if you feel like, oh my gosh, I've been there. You feel like, I've reached out every day for 2 weeks and I've heard nothing. Don't worry, it's coming, right? Like the time you're struggling the most in this business, if you can get past that struggle and not let that deteriorate you from doing what you need to do, that's when big things happen. So I know for me, oh my gosh, there's been times where I'm not perfect. I'm thinking, I want to quit this business. I just feel like no one wants to listen to me. No one cares. And all of a sudden, all the work I did just pays off at once. And you're like, yes, I'm so glad I'm not a quitter. So don't be a quitter.
Nope, quitting.
Nope. No quitters here. You're all gonna be in Lexus's one day. If that's what you want.
One thing I need to ask you, what I struggle with is, like, I've been reaching out to a lot of my friends from uni and stuff. So I've been like just asking them how they've been and just chatting to them, like just normal conversation every day.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know how to transition it to, like, I don't know how do I talk about the business, or how?
Yes, it's a great question. I have a good tip. So I will every once in a while connect like that, and then wait a little bit and wait for an event to come up. And then that's when you're like, hey, you know what? I know we were just chatting the other day, and my business, I don't know if you've seen much about my business or if you see much about what I do online. However, we have an event coming up, and I thought of you immediately. Would you be interested in hearing more about it? You know, so you have an excuse to reach back out. So, I mean, if you talk to them like, hey, how are you? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, by the way, I want to talk to you about my business. They're going to know what you're doing.
Yeah.
So I kind of talk, wait a little bit, wait for an event, and then I reach back out to them and ask that. So, and compliment people, be like, hey, you know what? When I talked to you the other day, you know, I can't stop thinking about how smart you are, how ambitious you are, and you're exactly the type of people I work with in my business. We have an event this week. Would you be okay if I added you to it to hear more?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it sounds like so simple when I say it, but if you were going to compliment your friend and invite them to a birthday party, like, hey, you're really fun. I want to hang out with you. You want to come to a party with me? They're going to be like, yeah, totally. You just complimented me. Of course I want to hang out with you, you know? You got to make people like really excited that you just complimented them, and now you're inviting them to something. So use event. That's why we do events so much. It's really, really good excuse to reach back out to people instead of like, hey, I don't know if you got my message, or like, hey.
When's the next event?
Actually, I think it's, hold on, let me check. I don't know if they announced it yet. I think it's next week though. I think it's next week. I'll have to double check. Oops. Okay. I'll have to double check.
Are you referring to online event or virtual event?
Yep, online or in person, whatever's, obviously in person's always great. Like, hey, you want to grab a cocktail and go to this event with me afterwards? Like, it's super laid back, no pressure. I just think you'd really be interested in hearing about it. And sometimes they'll say no, that's fine. But virtual events are great because it's, you know, people don't really have an excuse because it replays it. It keeps playing. If they're like, hey, I'm really busy at 8:30, I can't watch it. Oh, that's fine. Are you, what time do you go to bed? Because it stays open later. You can watch it afterwards. Or, oh, in the morning or over your lunch. So I kind of like don't let them go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, use events and keep use events to invite to, and then use events to reach out to people. Hey, I was at this event and I thought of you. It gives a reason, and makes people feel special.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yay.
Thank you so much, Brittany. Thanks, Nicole. Thank you, Sharina. And yeah. So we'll be having a training like every fortnight. So as much as possible, we would like to have everyone get a lot of values, and just for them to know that, if the team is doing something, then that helps motivate everyone in the team to do something as well. Yeah, so thank you so much. You've been a great support to the team, Brittany. Thank you so much. We truly appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you guys. I love it. And all the work you've done. And of course, like I said, if you want to have those one-on-one conversations, let's set something up. So
awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Brittany.
Thanks,
Thank you, Nicole.
Thanks
everyone.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.